Hello, everyone. I'm here with Sarah today, and we're going to be doing the ice dyeing. I just wanted to make a quick note about the, if you didn't get a chance to check out the store before this class, you can get the RCR shirt, and it also comes with like everything you need for the class, the dye and the soda ash and everything you need. So that is all in the store, just so you know, and I will pass it on to Sarah now.
All right, hi. Thanks for joining us. Who wants to do some ice dyeing? So fun. Thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be here. I love making stuff. I am a founding member of the Rose City Rollers. I skated on a name Bittersweet Child of Mine on the Guns and Rollers, and I was also one of the first people on the Axles of Annihilation, which was really fun. Love that team. And I love making stuff. I made uniforms and I don't know. Anyway, so flattered to be here, so excited. I was asked to do some tie-dyeing, rainbow tie-dyeing for Pride Month, which we just came on, but Pride is all the time. So every day is Pride Day, which is fun. And I think everybody has done tie-dyeing mostly. So I really wanted to cover some alternative options other than just the regular original tie-dyeing way of like rubber bands and spraying stuff, squirting the dye on it and stuff. So I want to cover some alternative options to tie-dyeing the traditional way. So we're going to talk about ice dyeing first, and then I've got some bonus stuff that I'm going to talk about at the end. And I'm pretty excited about it. Okay, so I am going to screen share and pull up my PowerPoint because who doesn't love a good PowerPoint? I don't know. Oh, my host disabled screen share. Hey, can you give me screen share access? Oop, screen share. Nope, not yet. Super close. Maybe, not yet. Super close.
Just 1 minute, sorry.
Okay, that's okay. So I did some dyeing last weekend with my kids for the ice dyeing in preparation for this class, and I made a couple shirts for my kids, and I made one sample shirt that I want to raffle off later or give away, and it was really great because I kind of did it wrong a little bit, but I learned some stuff, and I want to make sure that I share those points with you, what I did wrong, so that you don't do it wrong, so that you're able to like make your shirts. Okay, let's see, is my screen share working? Yeah, heck yeah. Okay, there it is, and share. And my PowerPoint and slideshow and start from beginning. Okay, so tie-dyeing is cool. You know, a lot of us have done it like in summer camp and stuff. Original tie-dyeing is fine. The colors do get pretty muddy though, and you know there is usually a lot of sadness when you're doing like a summer camp tie-dye or something, because when you're dyeing it, it looks really hot and vibrant, and then after it dries and you wash it, it just looks not that pretty anymore, and it's a bummer. I don't know if I've been bummed out about it. I imagine most people have. Okay, so we're gonna go cover tie-dyeing with ice, and ice dyeing is like the new hot thing. I mean, it's not that new, but it's pretty hot right now, and it creates a shirt that almost has like a misty galaxy effect, and I freaking love it. So go to that. So here is the plan. I'm gonna go over tools, what kind of space you need, where you can do this at, because it does get a bit messy and weird, so you need a specific space for it. What materials you can use, dye materials, prep materials, shirts, and finishing. And then this shirt that's on the screen is one that I made as a sample. It's a unisex large, and we're going to be giving it away to, I don't know whoever wants it, but I'm not in charge of that. I just made the sample, so kind of exciting. All right, so get right into it. Okay, tools that can help. A tray or a bucket to catch the liquid. See right here, I have a t-shirt. I don't know if I have a laser thing. Do I have a laser? Oh yeah, here it is. Well, here's my laser pointer. Yeah, here is the shirt. It's scrunched up, the And I got this bucket and this drying rack at the dollar store. So this cost me $2. Which you can use. You can go that route, go to the dollar store and get like a drying rack or something, or if you have like a cooling rack for cookies or pizza, that is a good rack to use. You just want to have something underneath it. Even like a cookie sheet that has a lip on it might be good. But remember, all that ice is definitely gonna melt, and so you kind of want a deeper rack. I did see some people online didn't have a rack or anything, and instead they just did it outside in their grass. If you have like a grassy area that you don't mind has a little bit of dye for a little while, you can take some aluminum foil. Like I would recommend the dollar store, grab like a dollar store amount of aluminum foil and scrunch it all up, and then put it on the grass, and then put your t-shirt on top of it so that the t-shirt is kind of like sitting above the grass, because you don't want to like lay it out. And rubber gloves. Also noted, I really recommend you wearing like a black shirt or a shirt you don't care about that's going to get dye on it, because no matter how professional and super talented you think you are, some of that dye is gonna splatter on your shirt. So if you're fine with that, whatever shirt you're wearing, then just keep whatever shirt you have on. But I recommend a specific shirt that you don't mind getting some splatters of dye on it, because you're probably gonna be surprised, no matter how careful you are, your shirt's gonna get messed up. Disposable spoons. This is something I learned. I really should have used disposable spoons. Instead, I had my dye, and I had it in little like squeeze tube things, and I just kind of sprayed it on, spritzed it on there. But a disposable spoon, you can dip this disposable spoon in the dye and then use it to shake the dye onto the ice, which is very helpful. And patience. You need some patience for this, because it doesn't happen right away. It takes about 12 hours for the dyeing process to do ice dyeing. So, you know, just prep yourself mentally for that. Okay, let's see. Woo. Next slide. All right. Oh, is my thing in the way? Let's see. Oh, wait. Oh. Oh, anyways. There we go. Where to do this at? I think we talked a little about this earlier. Most people do this on like a table that can be left alone for 12 hours, like I talked about. So you want a table that is over in the corner or outside. You want it away from pets or kids, because you don't want anything to be bumping that table, because it's really great if that area is stable for those 12 hours, because you don't want ice or anything to do its thing. It's a really slow, like glacier type process. Or do it in the grass outside if you can find a spot that nobody's going to be disturbing. You definitely don't want like anybody walking around it, or dogs or anything. I have 3 kids, they're super wild, so I had to like hide a table over in my side yard, and that worked okay. All right, next slide. Materials. So there are a lot of materials you can use. I mean, most people just think of a white t-shirt, and I want to say make sure you check the tag. Check what blend of material it is. What you want is 100% cotton. Anything with a blend of synthetic that has a polyester in it, or anything other than 100% cotton, that synthetic, it's almost a plastic, will not take this dye, and it'll come out like really, it just won't come out right. The dye won't be taken in the areas, in those threads, and it's usually the garment is so blended that it just won't work. So you really want 100% cotton. But on that note, there are a lot of things that are 100% cotton, like jean jackets. Anybody have a jean jacket? A white jean jacket or a really light colored jean jacket? Also super great for ice dyeing. Or like light cotton sheets, or like pillowcases if you're looking just to make fabric to make something else with. Light colored, white, 100% cotton, that's what you want. Then you want fiber reactive powder dye. And I've gotten a lot of questions the last couple weeks about this, like which dye is it? Which brand is it? It doesn't really matter, actually. It actually doesn't really matter that much, as long as it is powder dye meant for dyeing fabric. And that's it. Like there's a million brands. There's a ton of brands. I got some from Joann's. I also had some, Jacquard is a really popular like hardcore dyer stuff. I had some of that for dyeing yarn. I make yarn sometimes. And so that's fine too, just as long as it's the powder. You want the powder stuff because you're going to be sprinkling the powder. You can see here, ooh, where's my pointer? You can see here that you just sprinkle the powder on top of the ice. So you just want the powder. And then soda ash, super important. Actually, soda ash is, it preps the fibers to take the dye. And soda ash is fairly available. You can get it at most craft stores, online. I did see somebody that posted a scientific way to make your own soda ash at home, which was baking soda. Kind of silly. You're going to bake the baking soda at like 250 degrees for like 4 hours or something. So you're just kind of toasting it, which is interesting. And then you want to soak your garment in the soda ash for about 15 minutes minimum before you dye it. And this is where I messed up. I didn't read the whole directions because I space things out, and I have 3 kids, and they're like, I want some water, wipe my butt. So I let I soaked it in soda ash, and then I let my garments dry out because I didn't realize they needed to be wet kind of with the soda ash before I dyed them. And it didn't come out as vibrant as I would have hoped it would have. And I gotta think that that's because it wasn't wet with the soda ash, but it was still soaked with soda ash. But then by the time I got to putting it under the ice and the dye, my shirts had dried out. So I think that's a hot tip, is to have it still like wet, soaking wet with the soda ash. And soaking wet's the best, right? Fixative. This is something you want. We have different fixatives. There's urea. There's a detergent. A dyer's detergent. I just used what I have on hand because that's kind of my style. So I soaked it later in vinegar and water. After it was done dyeing and drying, I soaked it in like a vinegar and water in the bucket in the sink to set it, because if you want to set a stain, you soak it in vinegar. All right, next slide. There we go. Okay, so prep. Oh man, I already know this. Okay, so prep, soak it in soda ash at least 15 minutes before, and I soaked mine for a couple hours. I think most people would soak it for a couple hours. Soda ash can be kind of caustic, and that is a weird word, and I don't enunciate, so I'm going to spell it C-A-U-S-T-I-C, caustic. And caustic means it eats your skin, so you should totally wear gloves. Should wear gloves. I think, I don't know. I'm supposed to say you're supposed to wear gloves. And then you want to place it wet on the rack, and you want to scrunch the garment up so it has lots of folds. And I like to do the scrunching where I start in the middle of the garment from one corner all the way to the shoulder, the bottom corner to the shoulder, and then scrunch it that way, and then bring the other pieces in, because you want like those folds, and then sandwich them together. If you are doing this with a dry garment, which you totally can, because I did, obviously, I have seen some people scrunch up their garment and then take a really hot iron and iron it, and it creases those like layers and folds really cool, so that it takes the dye, I guess, in a more uniform way, which, kind of defeats the purpose of tie-dye. Okay, so you scrunch the garment with lots of folds, and then you put it onto the rack that's going to be dripping, and then you layer the ice on top of the garment. And some people use like a measuring cup or a giant spoon, or like a scoop, because your hands do get like pretty cold. And so that's the start of it. And next, so here's the picture. You layer the ice on top of the fabric, and then with the spoon, like I said, you should probably have one. Disposable spoon, or a metal spoon, because you can totally wash it off later. You just sprinkle the dye on the ice, and it's like the game of doctor here. You don't want to touch the shirt. You only want your sprinkles to go onto the ice. So that's like the goal here, is you want to get your sprinkles onto the ice part, not onto the actual shirt, because it's fine, but it does leave like some like harder dots, which I don't love, but it's okay. But I would say that's the goal, is to sprinkle your ice with the dye and get the dye powder onto the ice. And that's the difference between ice dyeing and regular tie dyeing, is that you're not making up the dye, you're not using the liquid of it. And that's the key to having the powder dye, is because the ice, as it melts, creates the dye, and then it slowly seeps into your shirt, which is super cool. So sprinkle the powder dye on it, and then walk away. A lot of tutorials I saw, they did in the evening and then they just fell asleep and went to bed. And then in the morning they had like magical dyed shirts, which is cool. I did mine during the day because I got to keep an eye on it. And it was, it's summer, so it's warm. So the ice did kind of drip. I think it took 6 hours maybe for all the ice to totally melt. I thought it looked great. It looked really great. I did some videos on that. And here's a picture of the ice. It dies and it's like just as it melts, it slowly just soaks the dye into the shirt. And you can see here I have some little spots of where the dye powder hits the shirt here, and there were more spots. And what I did to fix that is I grabbed like a chunk of ice. Let me get my laser pointer. Where is it? Yeah. Okay. So you can see here is a piece of powder dye that obviously went straight to the shirt and missed my piece of ice. So I would go and check on it, and as I was finding spots like this, I would grab like this piece of ice, which has already done its job, obviously in the area, and then put it on top of this one so that it slowly dissolved it. I mean, if you don't want to do that, you probably could just take like a spray bottle with water, if you have one, and I would set it maybe on stream instead of mist and hit this, if you wanted to, but just to be on the safe side, because I didn't want the spray to go everywhere and to mess up my cool ice effect, I grabbed a piece of ice and then I put it on top of this little piece right here, but I obviously missed that piece. Okay, and then after all the ice is melted, or it's melted enough or whatever, at this point, I think I just grabbed it, shook it out, and then hung it to dry. I have a clothing, a hanging rack outside, or somewhere where it can just like hang outside, or a clothing rack or a drying rack. If you don't have something, you can put it like on a hanger, a metal hanger, and put that hang out from a gutter, like a rain gutter. That's a great place to dry something like this. It's one of my favorite places. People forget about that as an option. It's not that far up. Usually you can reach it, or get a little step ladder or a tall friend and just hang it there. That way it's up out of the way and can just like drip. Or I guess if you had like, a chair or something like a camp chair that you didn't mind getting like a little bit wet or something, you can put it on like a camp chair, something that just like it can dry. So I let it dry and really set overnight. So that was what I did with that one. And then to set the dye. Setting the dye, I say like, if you ever tie-dyed, and I spent my teen years in Santa Cruz, California, which is known for hippies. Like that's where they're from. That's where all of them are from, I think. So a lot of tie-dyeing. Like I did a lot of tie-dyeing stuff in summer camps, and people are super into it. And there's always super exciting when you're actually doing the tie-dye, because you're like, oh my gosh, it's the best color, and it's so vibrant, it's totally cool, and I'm gonna be amazing. I'm gonna be like the magic show. And then like it dries, and then you wash it, and it just totally gets muddied out, and you're like, that's a bummer. Now it's just all shades of not cool, vibrant colors. So setting the dye is where that, the wheat from the chaff here, that's where those things get separated, is setting the dye. And there's several ways to do it. In the kit that they have, which is a phenomenal thing, I would totally recommend the kit that they have. They do have urea, which I get is don't Google it, like, just trust me, just don't Google it. It is gross, that's fine, but it totally sets the dye so nice. There's also textile detergent, which people can use for that, or in a pinch, if you don't have any of that, vinegar. So just basic white vinegar, a couple cups of it, just like dug in a bucket with some water, cold water, and then just don't rinse it out for nothing. Just put it in the bucket and then walk away and let it sit overnight, or at least like 6 hours, and really like sets the dye. So, think of like Easter eggs. If you ever like made Easter eggs when you're a kid, and then like the dye had to be mixed with vinegar, that's because it's setting the dye, on the eggs, and it's super gross. So setting the dye, I would say that's like where, the big one is, so you don't get as much sadness. Of course, if you like a washed out colored tie-dye shirt, don't bother doing it, but I would recommend doing that anyways, even if for just a light vinegar wash, because then if you're going to put it into your washing machine, you're going to have less chance of it leaking to other things, or you're going to have to run a wash with just like a couple times with towels or something, like no other shirts. So that's about it. So I did a bonus one, a rainbow shirt by spray paint. I love doing spray paint. I love doing alternative ones. And it's pretty much similar to the ice dyeing. So you have a shirt. I have a shirt here. Where's my, so here's my shirt. And I scrunched it up, starting at the bottom over to the top shoulder here. I did a one big scrunch and then just like slowly pulled these ones in and then slowly pulled this side in, and then I just have it laid out. And you can see how that kind of, you want to make sure there's definitely some good scrunches here on the arms because you don't want big chunks of color on the arms. I don't know why. And then the bottom too, just, I see those get missed a lot. So I scrunch it up. And I could have ironed it, although like I would say like I'm not a fan of ironing because it's summertime and it's freaking hot. So I don't know. So I scrunched it and then I just took regular spray paint. Now there's a couple options with spray paint. You can buy fabric spray paint, tulip paint at like Joann's or Michael's or like online. They have specific paint that is just for fabric, and it's cool and it works and I have it. But also just regular spray paint works as well. And I like the fluorescent ones, and I like the ones that have, they say they have primer already in them because that means it's gonna coat really well and do a nice hot layer of color. And the lighter colors are gonna be more vibrant on a shirt. This one at the end, the purple, I don't know why I grabbed that one. I think I was at Lowe's and like that was the only one they had, and like I'm mad at Home Depot now and I didn't want to go to Home Depot, so I just grabbed this purple, even though these are all like hot. And you can see these colors right here, they have a lot of white in the base. That's what makes them so bright. The color is so bright, and the purple here obviously doesn't have a white in the base. So I did this black shirt and I scrunched it up, did a rainbow one, which I think we're also going to be giving away on the event page, but again, I'm not in charge of that. And it looked really cool. So I just spray it and then spray the next color and the next color. And then I go back for a second spray, just like a couple minutes later, because it dries really fast. We're outside, definitely outside. Do not even think about doing this inside. That's not even funny. You're outside with this one. And I'm sorry, I had to get my mom voice to that, but like, you got to be outside, man. So, and then I did a second layer, just basically just like spraying again and spray another. So this is just 2 layers of spray paint, and you know, they kind of just blend, the colors just blend, and it looks really good. So then I hang them outside on my clothesline for 72 hours, again to air out, and then I just set them for in cold water. I don't set them in the vinegar. I just throw them in the wash with a load of towels, and I just set them in cold water. And you would be surprised at like how long and how great that color lasts. Is really fun. I really like it. So I made 2 of them. I did this one. This is a men's XL, and then I did a second one that is unisex large in a light gray because I didn't have a white one. So I think the next slide, there it is. Let me move this. Ha, there it is. So here's the black one when it unfurls. How cool is that? Like, it's cool, right? Like, you're into it, right? You're like, that's pretty hot. I really like it, actually. And here is this is actually gray. It's light gray, and the we want on light gray. And I want to say, don't be afraid to grab any paint, especially spray paint, and use it because it's really similar to like airbrush. Remember airbrush stuff? You can get your name put on your shirt or your jacket or something at the fair, or, you know, at the county market or something. I love that airbrush guy, you know, so cool. But anyways, it's similar. The paint is very similar to airbrush paint. And I know there's probably some snobs out there, but like, no, it's totally different paint. Guess what? It's actually not. It's acrylic. It's the same freaking paint. Also, I wanted to try bleach. So you can take a dark one like this, scrunch it up, and get a spray bottle with mostly bleach. I would say mostly bleach, and then just spray it. Let the bleach do its thing about 15 minutes, and then shake it out, and you're gonna have this all in bleach. Or you can do that similar with like a jean jacket, a dark colored jean jacket, or some jeans, something like that. And let's see, and that's it. Questions? This is a shirt I made, and also I'm offering this one up, you know, again, I think I said that already, for someone else to win because I don't really wear tie-dye. And I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and take any questions. Anybody have any questions? Where's the chat?
I have I guess, more of a statement, or not a statement, but so I bought like a ton of rubber bands before I was getting my supplies, because that's just like what I think about when I think of tie-dye. But it's so cool how like you didn't even need to use rubber bands at all. Like you just like scrunched it all up.
Yeah. I don't even know. I don't even know if rubber bands would even work very well because the rubber bands keep it so tight. Like
Hmm.
like the rubber bands keep it super super tight because the dye is a liquid, so it just penetrates so quickly. But with the dye being a powder on the ice, and it's like a gentle way of dyeing, I don't even know if you'd want to do rubber bands. But I haven't seen anybody online use rubber bands in the ice dyeing. But yeah, so yeah, less plastic is good use. But I mean, you could try it though if you're comfortable with rubber bands. I bet it still works. I bet it still works great. Yeah.
We do have a question here saying, have you tried combining techniques?
In what way? Like which techniques? Like the spray paint and the ice dye, or the rubber bands and
Uh,
scrunching?
yeah, I think the ice dyeing and the spray paint.
No, I haven't, but I think we should. I think we totally should do that. I did post some videos on my Instagram. I'm on Instagram at Mama Makes Time, Mama _ Makes Time. And I posted a video of the ice prep and the slow ice melting. So I do have another set of dye. I got a mermaid set because one of my kids just loves mermaids, so it's like all aquas and purple. So I was gonna do an aqua purple mermaid ice dyeing this weekend. So yeah, I should totally combine some stuff. The ice paint and bleach. I think the bleach would be super hot. I think the bleach would be super hot. And you know what I was thinking would be really cool if you had a black t-shirt, right? Like a black t-shirt, and then scrunch it up and do the bleach on it, and then you could do ice dyeing with orange. So it's like a tiger striped shirt, which is fun. I don't know. It'd be fun
That would be really cool too.
because the bleach, it's always intimidating with bleach and garments because you never know at what point the bleach is just going to eat a hole in it, which is super bad. But it's like you've got to push it all the way to the freaking edge with bleach, man. I mean, to the edge. Otherwise, it doesn't do anything and it just smells terrible and it was a total mess and a letdown. So, yeah, I would think like just push the bleach all the way to the edge, and then it has like those bleachy areas. And sometimes, depending on how the garment was dyed and what dye they use, sometimes the bleach doesn't come out totally white. I'm sure we've all seen that. You've bleached something and it just comes out like more yellowy. So I think it would be freaking hot to like bleach, kind of reverse bleach dye a shirt or even a jacket, you know what I mean? A denim jacket or anything that's 100% cotton jacket anywhere, and then do the ice dyeing on it or spray paint dyeing, also that. Yeah, don't be afraid of using too much bleach. I mean, I think a lot of tutorials and blogs and things online, like for like somewhat legal purposes or something, because they're afraid of you like coming after them and asking them to pay money because you ruined your shirt, to their advice, say like, oh, don't use too much bleach or whatever. But like legit, most times when I do bleach, like galaxy kind of dyeing and stuff, it's almost 100% bleach. I mean, it's at least like 75-25% bleach, and that's like if I know the garment is very soft. But if I was doing like a denim, it's pretty much like 100% bleach. And I usually just get a spray bottle from the dollar store because the bleach will just eat the little pieces inside the spray bottle. So that spray bottle is not going to be good for much longer, because it just like eats all the little plastic and metal parts inside of there. But you used to like cleaning with bleach, and it's just like a little bit of cap full, to clean it. So it's not a cap full, it's like a lot of bleach. It's like mostly bleach. It's like maybe 90-10 bleach. But bleach is, that's why people have a hard time with that bleach pen. You ever use that bleach pen? That thing is a letdown when you're trying to do something, because that is specifically made to clean, so it is a mix. It's not a full strength bleach. And trying to use that like bleach pen to like write things or write a name or something on a shirt, and it just like doesn't bleach it out, and it's sad. So that's why that bleach pen doesn't work, because it's not full strength bleach. So don't be fooled. But I mean, it's okay for your tile. I think that's about it. We're going to wrap up here. Did we have any more questions? I hope you get a kit. If you do make a shirt, I want to freaking see it. Please like post it on the group page or tag me on Instagram at Mama Makes Time. I want to see your shirts. Like let's like, show out. It's summertime. We should have like tie-dye shirts, because we didn't get to do any summer camps.
Yeah, I want to definitely post this on the Facebook group after the class. And as far as the giveaway that we were talking about, we'll post some pictures of the final designs that you made and give everyone a chance. Anyone that didn't get a chance to watch the video tonight can watch it and then sign up for the giveaway. And we'll probably do that within the next few days.
Yeah, that sounds good. I would love somebody to take these shirts. And if you want any hot tips on how to cut the shirts up, which I would totally recommend doing because it's going to be hot for the next couple months. You know, I love cutting shirts up. It's one of my specialties. I don't know, I could talk for a whole nother hour on like fun ways to cut shirts up, t-shirts up specifically. Jen, I would like to see you in like a half cut one, like definitely like the collar, the sleeves, some slits on the side. I don't know. You know, you can even like braid it a little bit. Hot.
That sounds awesome. Awesome.
So this has been fun. Thanks for having me. This was cool.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming and giving us the class. It's been super helpful. I'm super excited to dye my shirt, and I'm super excited to see the shirts that everyone else comes up with.
Yeah. Hey, one thing, tie-dye boy, I see you just put a thing, said tie-dye crop tops. Let me give you a hot tip on that. If you're going to do it, size down, like at least one size down. If you're going to be cutting into a crop top and giving it like some relief cuts or anything like that, if you're going to do any relief cuts or like anything like that, and on the back or the sides or anything, you want to put that shirt on, and it's so hard to get on. It's so tight when you first are sizing it. You definitely want to size at least down one, usually two. So that is often what I see. Sadness, people like they cut the shirt up all cool and they did braid it and things, and then they just put on it just like a big saggy mess. So make sure it's a tight shirt, a really tight shirt. And then when you cut it, you cut the ribbing and the thing off, and it like expands and becomes flowy. Just trust me on this one. I would size down at least 2 sizes. But I want to see you in a crop top, so that'd be cool.
Good to know.
Yeah. All right, so I think we're done. I'm gonna sign out. Are we done?
Yep, sounds good. Thanks.
Yeah, be sure to send me any questions or comments or pictures or anything. I'm on Instagram, like I said. I'm on Makes Time and our Facebook, whatever, in the Facebook page. I don't know. Cool. Good luck with your tie-dye stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.